The History of Orindia, 2nd edition. This book was reviewed and cleared for publication by the Fen Ares Central Board of Education. It has been edited to conform to our department's standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination, by Caleb Manning, Ruffington Red Post. Let's look at the checkout card. Detective Bon Margel. Oh, Mary checked it out beforehand. Okay. Oh, there's so much that's just crossed out here. Forward, the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters is no longer known to the average citizen of the elder generation. We must permit our leaders to enjoy us to abandon our past. Oh wait, that's the blue crown. Wait, there are notes in here. Okay. What's this note? Show letter. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department in this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status. Gotta stay hydrated, chat. So it seems all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning with this letter the book you lent us. Though I must confess, it was not as much help as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition and uncensored copy of the History of Orinda could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection, but perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me the censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say, well done, fair play. And perhaps on my next visit, we'll have a laugh about this after you have given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bon Margel, Redguard. Okay, so that's the Redguard. Allegra. Part 1, Allegra. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Agera. I said Allegra. Wow. Agera. By the ascension of the first king, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and audience, whose sway in the region made the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. My headphone's doing something weird. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the 1st century, that's all missing, a new kingdom was born. 2nd era. It was the 4th king who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province of Heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not developed but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region, Araja. It's just an anagram of Jira. Okay. Makes me think of the three brothers from Harry Potter. Yeah, a good bit. Definitely something along those lines. A land steeped in tradition. Third era. A second era drew to a close. The three sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective siblings, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite these differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by commerce between the three realms, further strengthening their bonds and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. Oh, those are symbols. Okay, hold up. Wait, no, those are symbols from the other book that's in the, that's from the elevator. Okay. Is this the letter? Yeah, fourth era. As the kingdom entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Decius III was a king who often was seen drinking, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well. Decius was renowned as the king of no one when he made the decision to move. When he made the decision to moving castle and court behind. Okay. The people were overjoyed by this choice and were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his common folk. These voices planted the seed which took root in grand city of Fen. Okay. Era of ruin. After the passing of King Decius III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a number of supporters due to the fact that Decius IV shared little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fencercation. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Oh! Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the three Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Raja once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our people has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers and of our mothers and of our children. Blank. Okay, that was not very helpful. That was not helpful at all. So having that not been helpful, oh, I should have kept a key. No, wait, I don't think I need to. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back down, take the elevator into the basement of the foundation, and see if we can make it to the room that's unlocked by having the boiler. What? Wait. What? Is it in here? It's in here. What's in here? Oh, we got one last key. Okay. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna commit. We have this last key, which is really neat because we have the locker rooms. However, we're gonna ignore that for now, and we are definitely going to go and make our... That door was supposed to be permanently unlocked. Why was this door not unlocked? Oh, okay, I just don't need the key anymore. Woo! Oh boy. Coast without cost is A. And now we're gonna make our way through here. Into the underground, banking on the steps, the shoes to kind of carry us as far as they can. Uh-oh, chat. We have someone who's not supposed to be in here. Oh no. What are you doing here? Chat, that was a bot entering my chat, and I had to go ahead and take care of that. That being said, let's go back to making our way through the red door. Oh, right. I need to rotate. I still do not know if this is just going to be open now, or if it's specifically because of having the boiler room. So that takes us to the puzzle box, which I think I figured out what was going on with the puzzle box. Normally, the puzzle box has everything. You have to make the white onto, you have to light up the corners of the puzzle box. I wonder if this one is reverse. Okay, so this is reverse. Okay. Okay. Okay, hold up. We got this, I think. Okay, so the yellow ones always jump 2, but can get pushed by... Okay, but they can get pushed by either of these. Okay. Okay, so it can jump 1 or 2, and it can get picked up by one that's next to it. Okay. Okay. There we go. I think we got this. Yeah. We failed last time. We got it. Ooh. More allowance. I think we increased it by 4 this run now. This is super important. Okay, so we want... We're gonna just line this up here so we have this, and then I think we're gonna need each of these. This is part of a puzzle. So from having this be part of the puzzle, we're gonna go through, we're gonna go into puzzles, we're gonna add a page for dock puzzle. Water level. So that way, when we are adjusting the water levels in the pump room again, we will actively know what levels everything is at. Okay. Still have no idea what that could be. We're gonna make one attempt of trying to solve that one. But in the event that we cannot, what's the likelihood that this pantry leads to the Great Hall? It's not high, right? No. It's not high. It's not 0, but it's not high. Also, we have not been back into the bottom of the antechamber since we've gotten the first trophy. So that has not unlocked any of these doors yet. Okay. Maybe there are 8 additional trophies. It is quite possible. Nice, shoes coming in clutch, saving us some steps. Okay, so we might as well go open up my notebook while we're doing this and see if we have any 4-letter combinations that maybe could solve that gate. Okay. Oh, it's another one of the red letters. Okay, so we definitely need to get in here. Okay, so knowing that this is another of the red letters, let's go into our handy dandy notebook. And nope. I don't think. You know, I might have forgotten to write something down. That's the Rumpus Rooms, Sandy Heights 5 p.m. Okay, what about general information? Memo info, survey results, the Sinclair Espin family tree, tips and tricks, red letters, date information, red letter 7, locker room, grotto, something about a fish. Passwords. Okay. So... Nope. No idea what this could be. You know what? Nothing? Nothing for Reese? We tried. We did a quick look-see. Okay, so that has one of the red gems. Okay, so there should be a red gem with each of the red letters. I understand now. Okay. So back upstairs with our last key. At least we got to increase our allowance by 2 again. There's still more that we have to understand. We have to see if we can make like some dynamite or some sort of item combination that lets us get through those fallen stones, because that's going to give us a lot of room to explore. We've been over to that map. We have a screen capture of that map. I don't think we need to be in the other room. No, there's nothing super helpful that comes out of this room. That's coming from a floating light. That we need access to the tombs to get back to again. Oh my gosh, the shoes, man. They are coming in clutch.